summer breeze. The songbirds singing to the honeybees, living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. After the dazzle of day is done, and the moon makes love to the setting sun, the stars come twinkling one by one, living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We sleep in dreams both deep and bright, sailing through the velvet night, refreshing the soul to the spirit's delight, living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living in the heart of God. We are living in the heart of God. I'll just do one chord. I'm not gonna do that because it's not part of the chord. Yes. Oh, that's a nice song.
How's Kaya?
I'm sorry. And there you go. I'm kind of. I'm just gonna do.
Okay.
Just gonna do one chord.
Okay, good.
We are living in the
Okay.
heart
Oh,
of God.
okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we can note myself on that.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna.
Okay. Right. Okay. It will be, and we're going to pray about it and pray for the best for her.
That G sharp on that A, I'm not going to play that anymore because you're there to play it. You know, because you're putting that in there, so I don't need to. Because
Yeah.
we'll drop that. What do y'all think?
Good.
Uh-huh.
What do you think about the greatest gift?
Okay.
Do you need to run through that one?
Oh,
That's pretty good.
The greatest gift?
we can if you
What
want
do
to.
y'all think?
Wow.
Okay.
Absolutely. She's a cute little gal. Yeah. Yeah.
The greatest gift in all my life.
And I do not
Oh,
do
my.
that well.
Okay.
And I mean, that's where I have a hard time.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Just read
I'm
past
sorry.
it. I do that a lot. Yeah.
Change the color of our room.
Yeah.
You know how frustrated my kids and I had to get up in the middle of the night and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh.
Have we ever done that?
There you go.
I was thinking we had.
Yeah, but I think it was like
Okay.
increasing.
I was thinking I might have done it right
Okay.
there. We didn't do it over
Maybe
there.
that was, maybe, yeah.
I change things a lot in our house. He may go away over to his shop in Bay St. Louis and come home, and the living room's totally different.
Well, maybe that's why Dad and I are such kindred spirits.
Yes.
The greatest gift in all my life is knowing you. The greatest gift in all my life is knowing you. I want to know you more. I want to know you more. The greatest gift in all my life is knowing you. The greatest gift in all my life is loving you. The greatest gift in all my life is loving you. I want to love you more. I want to love you more. The greatest gift in all my life is loving you. The greatest gift in all my life is serving you. The greatest gift in all my life is serving you. I want to serve you more. I want to serve you more. My greatest gift in all my life is serving you. The greatest gift in all my life is knowing. What do we do? I'm still trying to remember. On the very end, did we do a rep round?
I think so. I think come back around and do loving again. Or
Oh, that's right.
is that right? Loving.
Yes, I was trying to remember. I didn't mark it.
And I have it just that it's like a quieter verse. Is that right? It's going to be a softer
Yes,
verse.
it's gonna be a
Okay.
softer.
That's why I stopped playing. I was letting that be soft.
Okay.
Yeah, the last one's soft. I'm going to sing a little bit, but I'm going to let him do part of it and then come in. Not do too much.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. So we're finishing up the third verse. Greatest gift in all my life is serving you. The greatest gift in all my life is loving you. The greatest gift in all my life is loving you. I want to love you more. I want to love you more. The greatest gift in all my life is loving you. Well, we just figured out, we think we did it way back when we used to have, First Friday. As a matter of fact, I think, didn't you suggest it back then? I think even.
I think you did, and then I sang it either a pre-service or a Friday night. I can't remember, but I did sing it. Okay. 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 I will pull it back out and figure out
here last week.
Yeah, I think it was too.
Alice Graham
What
is,
the world needs now.
and
Well,
I
okay, yeah,
will,
we'll make a note.
if she's here this morning, I'll make sure I let you know. I'll send you a note or something if I don't catch it. Reverend Alice Graham is, she's the lady that came down after Katrina and started the Interfaith Disaster Recovery Group.
Cool. Yeah, that's
She
a
was
that's a
very
gorgeous
successful at
gorgeous
that. Then
piece of
she was
music.
at
I mean,
Back Bay
it's just.
Mission, and she just retired from there a year
I know.
ago. She's
I mean, that's something that we could do.
not a
We could do that
Southern
like
Baptist
next week for
minister. She is
free
an,
service, even so,
American
So
Baptist.
thank you for that.
I think it
I
is.
appreciate
She
it.
has spoken here a couple of times. And then there's another one that, the one that came in the class, though, I think that was David Murphy's friend, and I'm going to figure this out, though, so I can help with it.
This is a one that huh?
Yeah.
No?
Okay.
Allman Brothers. Melissa.
She didn't
Well, we
come
just-
with Patty, did she? Patty, okay.
Oh, it sure does have a similarity, doesn't it?
Patty coming right now.
And who did that one again? It was Bread. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful
I
song.
will, because, listen, that happens to me so often. It is so.
We're gonna try. We're starting early on that
I
one
want to
because
know
Allman Brothers, because it
people's
takes some work.
names. I wanna know who they
I've got a lot of work to do within.
And so I can
the-
speak to them. How's our guy? Is he home?
Yeah, he's
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They took him off his diuretics,
Okay.
which they had given him heavy-duty diuretics.
Mm-hmm.
But it went the opposite direction then, and he was
Okay. Okay. All right. Goodness. Okay. So everybody's okay. Our doggy's okay. And it's so funny, you know. I was telling Dad this morning that the strange things, or I guess it's to be expected, that when I picked her up and put her in the floorboard of the car, I called you and she's crying, and where am I going, and this is a strange car and all that kind of stuff. But then when we took her over to your house, he was driving and I'm sitting in the passenger seat and she's just sitting down at my legs. Didn't cry once. And I guess it's because she knew I was there with her, and she didn't cry or yelp at one time. Oh, she was excited. She got sprung. Well, anyway. Oh, beautiful. Oh, sweet. Yeah, pretty. Uh-huh. Yeah, they do. Pretty. But anyway, she was just as calm as she could be. We got to your house. She just trotted right in. She knew she was home. Yeah. No, she wasn't mad at our house either. She knew she'd been there before, but she still wanted to walk around everywhere. And when she was in the laundry room, she wasn't real happy being in there. And then, let's see, what did we do? Did we? Oh, close the door, though, instead of just having the gate. Close the
It's a
door,
Brett
and
song
she's
too.
fine. She was okay with the door closed. But with just the gate up, she cried the whole time. I covered, yeah. No, she cried the whole time, and I said, well, let's just close the door and see what she does, and she was fine. Yeah, so when she got to your house, she was fine, and she trotted right in her little room, and she was fine with it. her little buck teeth looking at us like, yeah, everything was good. Oh, sure. Yeah, poor Janet. I am really sorry for the family. Her brother and losing his son like that. Yeah, yeah, it sure did. It sure did. I know. Yeah. Yeah, her sister told me that she was here to help Janet because Janet has the responsibility all the time, with her mom and,
She
yeah.
doesn't let people help her emotionally.
No,
Because
no.
my big concern is she's going to own her own grandchild.
Yeah. So the job here is good for her because it gives her something to do.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad for that. I hope she doesn't ever get to where she thinks she's not needed because she is. She does a great job.
She does. And of course, that's my big
Right.
concern is that she'll go, maybe
Yes.
pressed to get up out of bed. She
Right.
can't do anything.
Right.
And we all go,
Right. No, we need you.
yeah.
We need you. Yeah.
So I was sitting there going, I don't know, do we squad? Really?
Isn't that a beautiful? I don't know where she found that slide, but it really. Hey, good morning.
Gorgeous.
It really fits in with what I was thinking too about.
You're radiating today. Yeah. I'm sorry to interrupted you.
Oh, good, good. Her halo. She's wearing her halo. That's good. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? You look gorgeous. So what did y'all discuss or think was wrong with the setting on this previously? Oh, you think so? But it's working now? Okay.
Y'all talking about me?
I didn't tell Sherry you were to Lola, but I'm sure she knew. I'm sure she did.
Old cowboy went riding out one dark and windy day. Upon a ridge he rested as he went along his way. When all at once somebody heard the red-eyed cows he saw plowing through that ragged sky and up a cloudy draw. Their brands were still on fire and their hooves were made of steel. Their horns were black and shiny and their hot breath he could feel. A bolt of fear went through him as they thundered through the sky and saw the riders coming hard, and he heard their mournful cry. Yippee-yi-yay, yippee-yi-yo. Those riders in the sky. sky. Sorry.
Right.
Their faces gaunt, their eyes are burnt, their shirts all soaked with sweat. Tried to catch that herd, but he ain't caught them yet. 'Cause they've got to ride forever on that range up in the sky, on horses snorting fire. As they ride on, hear them ride. Yippee-yi-yay, yippee-yi-yo. Ghost riders in the sky. As the riders loped on by him, he heard one call his name. If you want to save your soul from hell, riding on our range, then cowboy, what you came to do, or with us you will ride, trying to catch that devil herd across these endless skies. Yippee-yi-yay, yippee-yi-yo. Ghost rider in the sky. Ghost riders in the sky. Ghost riders in the sky. Oh, yeah, sorry. But quick slide there. Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea, and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff, brought him strings and sealing wax and other fancy stuff. Oh, Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea, and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea, and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Together they would travel on a boat with billowed sail. Jackie kept a lookout perched on Puff's gigantic tail. Noble kings and princes would bow whenever they came. Pirate ships would lower their flags when Puff roared out his name. Oh, Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea, and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea, and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Dragons live forever, but not so little boys. Painted wings and giant rings they quake for other toys. One gray night it happened, Jackie Paper came no more, and Puff, that mighty sailors roar. Oh, touch the magic dragon, live by the sea. The frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Onali. Puff the magic dragon, live by the sea. They frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Onali. His head was bent in sorrow, green scales fell like rain. Puff no longer came to play along the cherry lane. Without his lifelong friend, Puff could not be brave. So Puff, that mighty dragon, sadly slipped into his cave. Oh, Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea. And frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Onali. Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea. And frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Onali.
Good morning. Unity. Let's all stand to sing the opening song, I'm Choosing Heaven Today.
choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. Love, I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing love today. Compassion, I'm choosing compassion today. I know it's extra. I'm choosing compassion today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing compassion today. Joy, I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing joy today. Abundance, I'm choosing abundance today. I'm choosing abundance today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing abundance today. Heaven, I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. One more time. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today.
We open our hearts and minds to receive divine inspiration this morning at this very special place and time. May we allow Spirit to inform us of what is ours to release and what is ours to embrace. We open up, we release, and we receive as Spirit moves in, around, and through us. We are grateful for this glorious morning and for all those who are serving of their gifts and talents. May we each be blessed in a special way. Amen. Welcome again to Unity of Gulfport, Mississippi. Do we have any first-time visitors? We have some faces that I haven't seen for a while, and I welcome you all back. We come together to affirm and celebrate our unity, our oneness with each other and with the source of all that is. In that spirit of unity, let us pause to unfold in light and love all the people of our community and in our world. The candle of unity signifies the light within each of us and our connection to the source of all that is, and so it is. Let us affirm our faith. I have faith that God is my instant, constant, and abundant supply. I have faith that God provides ways when to human sense there is no way. I have faith that God is guiding me in all ways. My health, happiness, and success are assured. And now let's stand and sing Down in My Soul.
I hear the music down in my soul. I hear the music down in my soul. I hear sit down in my soul, and the whole wide world is my home. I got a new day down in my soul. I got a new day down in my soul. I got a new day down in my soul, and the whole wide world is my home. Yeah. I love the silence down in my soul. I love the silence down in my soul. I love the silence down in my soul, and the whole wide world is my home. I feel the power down in my soul. I feel the power down in my soul. I feel the power down in my soul, and the whole wide world is my home, and the whole wide world is my home.
Will read the daily word for us today.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Today's word is truth. The light of truth shines in my heart. Like a kaleidoscope's shifting patterns of dazzling colors, my life is always changing. Some of the changes I may like, and others I may not, but I accept the changes nonetheless. I enjoy pleasurable moments while learning and growing through the more pleasant ones. No matter where I find myself along the spectrum of human experience, I take comfort in spiritual truth. God is changeless, my rock and refuge in times of struggle, and the wings that lift me in times of ease and bliss. I remain steady and calm even as I navigate life's inevitable changes, finding lasting comfort in the truth of God's absolute goodness. As I travel along my unique path, the steady light of truth shines from within me. Yet I am writing you a new commandment that is true in him and in you, because the darkness is passing away and the true light is already shining.
Thank you so much, Rick, and thank you for not wiping out as you were going back to your chair.
I had it in my fault.
Announcements are on the slide, and they're also found in the bulletin and in the newsletter. Our prayer team meets Tuesdays at 9 a.m. and it is via Zoom. Steve Janke, I keep wanting to say Steve Yankee. That's how they say it in Texas. Will facilitate a Sunday morning discussion group over in Fellowship Hall at 9 a.m. Today was the last day for a Course in Miracles support group, which was over in Fellowship Hall. So it will no longer be at 9 a.m. live. But the class, A Course in Miracles, will be via Zoom and via live at my house in Long Beach. We welcome the train. Tomorrow night, which is the once a month class from 6 to 7. If you're not already on the mailing list, please contact me and I'll get you on the mailing list for the outline. Friday night, music night, Coffee House will be 6 to 7:30 p.m. on July 8th. The online Zoomed yoga class, Real Yoga for Spiritual and Mental Balance, is Thursday, 9 a.m. Monthly on June 23rd. There will be no class in July. Course and djembe, I think I pronounced that correctly, drumming is the second Sunday, noon, June, I think that's 12th. Okay, and facilitated by Susan Newton. If you aren't getting the weekly emails, please sign up on our website, UnityGulfportms.com. And now let's enjoy Living in the Heart of God.
Nothing is ever lost. We're not forgotten. We are living in the heart of God. Nothing is ever lost. We're not forgotten. We are living in the heart of God. We are living. We are living. We are living in the heart of God. We are living. We are living. We are living in the heart of God. Morning sun comes through the trees, and the green leaves shimmer in the summer breeze. Songbirds singing to the honeybees, living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. After the dazzle of day is done, and the moon makes love to the setting sun, the stars come twinkling one by one, living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We sleep in dreams both deep and bright, sailing through the velvet night. The stars come walking, twinkling one by one, living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, We are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living in the heart of God. We are living in the heart of God.
Thank you. That was beautiful. We have a prayer box at the back of the church with prayer request forms. Please place your prayer requests there so that we may pray for them here and at Silent Unity. And now Reverend Judy Voght will lead us in prayer and deliver the message today.
Thank you, Beth. Appreciate it so much. You do a great job. But
we can convince to do the platform. So if anyone else wants to volunteer, we will gladly train you. Good to see everyone here this morning. How wonderful to see people coming back who haven't been here for a while, and of course those we see every Sunday. It's wonderful to see you too. We're trying out my new microphone again, and so we're going to try it, and if it starts to act up, then we'll just turn it off and I'll go back to this. How about that? We have an agreement. And our guys got together, Dan and Marquis, and they solved our live streaming problem we had last week. So we're back live, and we are so, so, so grateful. Thankful to these people that are so capable and make this happen. It was just one little single part, but it took replacing that part to make it work okay. So this morning, we know there's so many reasons for prayer, aren't there? Seems like in the world, every time you turn on the news, there's something new, something sad that will claim our hearts. And we do send our love and prayers to all of these areas where it's needed. We're so glad Sean's here with us this morning. We know that she lost her sweet little Romeo not long ago, but we see him prancing in the heavens right now. And the good news is, you're going to love this, and we may have said it last week. I'm just so joyful about it, I have to say it again. She has a new little sweetheart, and her name is Juliet. So Romeo and Juliet. Is that sweet? Isn't that sweet?
Judy, I know it wasn't honoring Romeo by breathing, and there's so many dogs that need homes.
Absolutely.
Honored him by getting another puppy, and I named her Juliet. So.
That's right.
That's right. Sean pointed out that there's so many dogs that are in need of homes, in need of someone to love them, and she provided a home for this one. That's exactly. Okay. She hasn't learned to meditate yet. You know, Romeo was really good at that. Yeah. Anyway, what a world. And we're grateful for you for giving this little sweetie a home. I was telling someone this morning that I was babysitting my grand puppy or grand dog. She's actually pretty old, and her family was out of town, and so after she got her hair clipped, and she looked beautiful, I picked her up, and on the way home, though, I had a towel in front of the passenger seat, and I put Lola there, and she sort of yelped all the way home. And then when we took her to her home later, Dan drove, and I sat in the passenger seat, and she was right in front of my legs. And so she was just as calm and peaceful as she could be the entire time. But I told Sherry that I thought that it was because she's sitting right in front of me that she was so calm and didn't yelp at all. But she said that no, the reason she was yelping when I picked her up the first time was because she'd been let out of prison. And she was just so glad to have her grandma coming to get her. I've known Lola for a lot of years. They live beside us in Bay St. Louis for a long time. And I would go get Lola when Shelby was in the 3rd grade at they had the trailers set up there at the old 2nd Street School in Bay St. Louis, and Shelby was in one of the trailers. And Lola and I would walk over to get Shelby every day. So we have a lot of sweet memories together. Some other kind of memories too, but we won't think of those right now. Were there any particular prayer requests this morning? We don't always ask the congregation, but we will this morning. Yes,
Well,
Teresa.
since we're talking about dogs, there's a dog named Artemis in Gulfport. It's a big Great Dane, with a pink collar, and she's been missing for almost 3 weeks now. But there's been sightings
Okay.
around the woods in the Hudson Crone area and stuff, and we just all praying for her to stay
Okay.
out of the woods so she can come to her mommy and go home.
A Great Dane, and we'll mark it is lost, and just praying for her to come home. About 2 weeks? Okay, it's a while. Okay. Yes, Vicki. Lewis. Lewis has. Yes, we're praying for him to get well. Lewis was in the hospital this week. He's home now, resting, but we're praying for Lewis to get well, totally. Yes, Joan?
My son Austin, his best friend's name is Austin. And so,
Okay,
but we call him Big Austin because he's big and Austin's
okay,
kind of slight. So Big Austin had 2 back surgeries. He's trying to recover.
okay,
Having a lot of
okay. Joan's son Austin's friend Austin, Big Austin, recovering from back surgery. He's young for that.
Yes.
Okay, praying for that. Yes, Joey?
Our friend Deb.
Deb, okay. Okay. Yes,
Our daughter
Becca, okay. Okay. Yes, ma'am, Patty?
Seems like it's all happening for friends and family, but my best friend Carol's back on chemo for her ovarian cancer, which is returned. The only thing they can do is the chemo field not work. So, big prayers for her and for my sister-in-law who can't hold off. She's had several issues, and for my nephew Philip, for sure. It's a bad situation for him as far as loneliness, and, I'm concerned about suicide, so.
Okay.
I would pray for my nephew Philip.
Nephew,
Appreciate it.
Patty's nephew, and her sister-in-law, and a friend of hers,
My sister-in-law named
Carol.
Carol.
Her friend who is taking chemo for cancer that's returned. Okay. All right. Yes.
Can we pray for my school, Singing River
Singing River Academy,
Academy?
Christie School. Yes, we need to pray for all the schools, don't we? Yeah. Okay. Yes, Jan?
Prayers for the family, Olivia, who lost her baby yesterday.
Family of Olivia lost her baby.
Fletcher family.
Okay, Fletcher family, okay.
All right.
And
Anyone else?
Noni. And Noni.
Oh, yes, Noni. Our friend Nate Holman passed away we believe it was this past week. And thank you, Sherry. And as you know, his wife Noni just lost her daughter a few months ago, one of her daughters. The other daughter that she helps, that's why they moved away from here. The other daughter, and she wouldn't mind my saying so, she struggles with addiction, so Noni needs to help with the grandchild, and it's why she's there. And so she has this responsibility, then the loss of her other daughter, and now her husband. And so it's hard for me to imagine Nate not being in the world. Nate played the piano for us many years ago when we were in the other building, and he's been a friend for many years. So we certainly will miss him, but we are glad to know he's not suffering anymore. I understand he had suffered for some time with depression, and so we give thanks knowing that he's not suffering anymore. So, yes, thank you, Sherry. That was important. A lot going on in the world, isn't there? So, oh, yes, Janet's family. Janet's not here this morning because her mom has a little bit of a problem from the surgery she had a couple of weeks ago, and then Janet's nephew died this past week. He's in Florida, so Janet's brother is here checking on the mother on his way to his son's funeral in Florida. So we certainly pray for them. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah.
I think we really need to look at the drug problem, a lot.
Yes. Patty's asked for prayer for the drug problem in this country, and I'm sure it's all over the world. Same way, so we pray for that. One of the things I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to give a little bit of my talk away, that's okay, is that I'm talking in a few minutes about courage, and one of the things we've felt like, or places we thought we were going to get our courage was from drugs or a bottle. And I want you all to think about that this week. And our spiritual courage doesn't come from either of those places. So we're going to hold that in prayer. And if you would, just close your eyes and with me, pray for each and every one of these friends, these concerns, these issues. We just allow the love and light of God to come in through each one of us, knowing that that's where our love, our true courage comes from. It's from God. And this is where the solutions to all problems in our life come from. If we can turn to that one light and that one power, and let us pray right now for each one of our friends, that they would be held
in God's light and love, to be comforted and to be healed in all ways. And we say thank you, God. Amen.
The greatest gift in all my life is knowing you. The greatest gift in all my life is knowing you. I want to know you more. I want to know in all my life is knowing you. The greatest gift in all my life is loving you. The greatest gift in all my life is loving you. I want to love you more. I want to love you more. The greatest gift in all my life is loving you. The greatest gift in all my life is serving you. The greatest gift in all my life is serving you. I want to serve you more. I want to serve you more. The greatest gift in all my life is serving you. The greatest gift in all my life is loving you. The greatest gift in all my life is loving you. I want to love you more. I want to love you more. The greatest gift in all my life is loving you.
Beautiful, thank you so much. We sure do appreciate these musicians and all the work that they put into providing such a beautiful service. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you. And even though Janet couldn't be here today, she provided all these beautiful slides and had them all ready for us, the bulletins and all of those things. So. If you wish to change the world, cultivate the boldness that does not quake, that does not budge 1 inch from the path of truth. I spoke a lot last Sunday about what is known now about Christianity, its history, the Bible. I said nothing that hasn't been written down, studied, researched.
lot. Yet for some, it was the first time they had heard it. Even had one woman that said, wow, she's a brave lady. And I didn't agree with that, because I think it doesn't take much bravery to stand up and tell the truth, and the truth as you know it. Something that truth you know is unbiased. It's something that's been researched, and you've come down to an unbiased place of here's what the truth is. Now, I know that there's a lot going on in the world these days, and today's daily word is truth. And I thought I would just say one word about that. That there are a whole lot of alternative truths going on in the world. Well, how can you have that? I'm not certain. But for me, I like to come back to the facts. And it's why I wanted to share that last Sunday about actually how the Bible was compiled, both the Hebrew scriptures and the Christian scriptures, and the history of the Christian faith. And it's not all pretty. It certainly isn't. And if you want to know the truth about it, research it yourself. Do a little reading. Don't go to a biased site, because you're going to get what they think. Get the truth. Get the truth. Buy a book. One of these books, What I Don't Know. There's a series, I Don't Know Much About the Bible. Buy it and read it. It's by an unbiased source. You'll learn a lot. There was an invading emperor, Alexander the Great, went to India. His teacher told him to go and see some of those sages of India. And after a long search, he found a very old man sitting on a black blank of stone. The emperor talked with him a little bit and became very pleased with the conversation with the man. He asked the sage to go home with him to his country. No, I'm quite satisfied living here in my forest, the sage said. The emperor said, well, I will give you money, position, and wealth, for I am the emperor of the world. And at that time he thought he was, you know. No, replied the man, I don't care for those things. The emperor replied, well, if you don't go, I will kill you. The man just laughed. That's the silliest thing you've said yet. You can't kill me. The water cannot drown me, neither can the fire burn, neither instrument kill, for I am the birthless, the deathless, the omnipotent, omnipresent soul, ever living. You can't kill me, no matter what instrument you use. The emperor left, greatly humbled. What is spiritual courage? Is being aware of where your true power comes. It's not showy, boastful, or overzealous. It is a power that emanates from the source, and we all have it. Swami Vivekananda said, here's the test of truth. Anything that makes you weak, physically, intellectually, and spiritually, reject it as a poison. There's no life in it. It cannot be true. There are two sorts of courage. One's the physical kind, the courage to jump into the mouth of danger. Tigers and wolves, in that case, have been better than men. But there's another sort of boldness, one that is far rarer to find, and that's spiritual courage. Today's sermon is about spiritual courage. It's something to be unafraid in the face of fear, but spiritual courage is not fearlessness. Spiritual courage is taking action even when we're afraid. I know that courage is a word that came up to me in the last couple of weeks, and there have been several reasons, because we've had several instances that make us wonder what courage is. What's the courage to act? Love and fear cannot coexist, it's been said. In July of 1846, Henry David Thoreau was arrested for failing to pay a poll tax. And that failure was a choice. He believed the tax supported the Mexican-American War and the expansion of slavery into the American Southwest. He chose to spend a night in jail in the hope of raising awareness about the injustice of that war. He was opposed to it. And it's also said that he was mad as the devil when he learned that an unidentified woman paid the tax for him and he was free to go. What he didn't write about was that his friend Ralph Waldo Emerson visited him in jail. The story goes that Waldo said to Henry, "Henry, what are you doing in there?" To which Henry said, "Waldo, what are you doing out there?" Good question, huh? And I know we all have to ask ourselves what courage is. Spiritual courage is drawing a bright line between what is acceptable and what is not. And in another story, just after midnight on April 15th, 1912, 2 boats received the unimaginable message that the unsinkable Titanic was going down. I can imagine their shock. One of the boats, the Californian, was about 12 miles away and within eyeshot. And a crew member informed Captain Stanley Lord that the Titanic was sending up distress signals. Captain Lord chose not to act. He felt, he later said, that the hazard to himself and his command was too great to risk responding. A United States Senate inquiry concluded that such conduct, whether arising from indifference or gross carelessness, is most reprehensible and places upon the commander of the Californian a grave responsibility. And had he pushed through the ice to the foundering ship, the Californian might have saved many, perhaps even all, of those that were lost. The second boat to receive the Titanic's distress signal was well over 60 miles or as much as 4 hours away. The Carpathia's wireless operator, Harold, had just sent a message to his counterpart on the Titanic, letting him know there were messages from shore waiting for his passengers. And it said that the response from the Titanic made his blood run cold. So when he received the message from his counterpart on the Titanic that they were in trouble, he raced up to Captain Arthur Rostrom's cabin, ignoring First Officer Horace Dean, and flung open the door in a breach of protocol. He said, "The Titanic has sent out a distress call. She needs our assistance." The captain responded, "Turn this ship around." What a difference, huh? What a difference. Some of us have spiritual courage, some of us don't. what made them dig deeply within, although they didn't have near the resources to turn around and save so many on that boat. It's something we need to consider. Captain Rostron later said of this wildly dangerous undertaking, he said, "I believe some other hand than mine was on the helm that night." And at about 4 a.m., when they finally arrived at the scene, the Titanic was nowhere in sight. Impossibly, the unsinkable ship was gone. There came a green flare from a lifeboat. And over the next 4 hours, the Carpathia navigated around the side of the wreck, collecting survivors. Spiritual courage is not carelessness or foolishness. We know that. And we wouldn't want to put our family or loved ones in danger to rescue another. But where we can, we know that it is ours to do, to go in and save those that we can. My husband laughs sometimes at the saying and actions of a group of people that get together and they're drinking too much. And he says that one of the sayings just before a huge disaster where somebody is really hurt is they'll say, "Here, hold my beer and watch this." Anybody been with a group like that? Seen anything bad happen, have you? I bet you have. You're not going to find your courage. And this is what I said earlier that I was going to speak of right now. You are not, and listen to me now, and those that had to step out, tell them if they didn't hear it. You're not going to find your courage in a bottle, folks. You're not. I was telling Beth this morning, she and I were discussing that. One of the reasons I don't drink, and it's not because I find anything wrong with it, or, I drink if it makes you feel good, and it's not dangerous to your health or someone else's. I don't because I don't like the way it makes me feel. I can have a half a glass of wine and I'm the goofiest person that ever lived. And that's the truth. I don't like that. I don't want to think about tomorrow, something that I said when I had too much to drink. It's that simple. I don't have time for it. I'm a busy person. And while I'm awake, I'm working, I'm doing something important, and I need all my faculties to do it. I don't want to be dulled. I don't want my senses dulled. I want to be aware while I'm awake, okay? That's why I don't drink. And I don't want to say something, and I don't want to act silly. That's why I don't drink. And I want to put my energy and love and focus and whatever in with those that have a problem giving up drink. I'm going to give them my support. And here's the other thing, and you can agree with me or not, member, or not. I don't want to feel goofy from smoking either. And if that's your choice, you do it. It's not my choice. I want to be aware of my faculties. I want my spiritual courage, my courage to come from the source, from God. I don't want to get my courage out of a bottle. It's the wrong place. And it's going to have the wrong outcome, I guarantee you, whether it's today, tomorrow, or next week. There's also a story I wanted to tell you that it's about fear. And I think it's applicable about right now because it's time to come out, folks. It's time to come out. The pandemic is pretty much over. And some of us have used it as an excuse too long. It's time to come out. Several years ago, and I've told this story before, and I'm going to remind you of it. I read a story about a Japanese soldier who hid in a cave on Guam for 28 years. 28 years. He went into hiding when the Japanese fled from the island when the Americans took over in 1944. And he was waiting for the Japanese to come to return and get him. He thought the war was still going on. Isn't it amazing? Well, 28 years later, he was spotted by some farmers, and as they went to the creek, and they saw this this skeleton of a person, hardly nothing but a bag of bones. Turns out he was wearing rags, as you can imagine, things that he had tried to fashion that he could wear. His clothes were just worn out at that point. He had been hiding in a cave for 28 years out of fear. Fear. Isolation will do a lot to you, you know. We're learning that as we're coming back from the pandemic, and so many have isolated themselves. And even as the pandemic is over, they are using it as an excuse to stay home and to stay isolated. Okay, now we all need quiet time and solitude. We do. I even send my husband off from the house quite often. He says, he laughs, that he has to be out of the house by 8 o'clock in the morning and can't come back until 6 at night. There's a little bit of truth to that. He's a hyper kind of person and keeps something going all the time. So if I'm working on something, I need him someplace else, working in the garden, over at his shop in Bay St. Louis or something. But solitude is one thing, and that is something that I need. Isolation isn't, folks. If you stay isolated long enough out of fear, the next thing you know, you're going to start believing a lot of things you're telling yourself. Oh, well, I can't get back out because blah, 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 whatever. I've heard it all. I hear every story coming down the pike. And maybe this week I'm frustrated with them all. I don't know. Isolation isn't good, because if you didn't have real things to consider, dangers, you'll invent some. And that's what fear does to you. So this morning, as I've been talking about spiritual courage, and Joan, just so you'll know, one of the things I said was you don't get your spiritual courage out of a bottle, and you don't get it from what you're smoking. Spiritual courage comes from the source. It comes directly from God. And it comes to people like we're on the airplane on 9/11, and the people that stood up to the hijackers, knowing they were going down anyway. We're just here on a journey, folks. like the sage said when he laughed at the man that said he was going to kill him, "You can't kill me." I think it's Clarissa Pinkola Estes that says, "We're at a time right now where it's time for all souls on deck." All souls on deck. Stand up and show your soul. It's time. I invite you to be courageous, not to get your courage from some other place, but to get it directly from God. You don't have to pay for a trip to get it. It's free, right here, right now. And you know what? All you have to do is ask. Thank you for your time.
Bravo, Judy. Well said.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
We give expression to our appreciation for all that is offered here at Unity of Gulfport. Please take your offering in your hands and say along with me, "Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love and I trust in God." Thank you.
May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May your fields be watered by gentle rain. May God hold you in his hands until we meet again. We are sisters, we are brothers, we are bound to each other to love one another. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May your fields be watered by gentle rain. And may God hold you in his hands until we meet again. And may God hold you in his hands until we meet again. And may God hold you in his hands until we meet again.
Wow. That was great. Thank you. We're so grateful for all these gifts and the love and the generosity with which they were given. We ask that I tenfold for the giver and the receiver, heaped up, pressed down, over. Now, I just wanted to say one thing about what I spoke of today. I will be at Unity Village next week, and I think Joan's going to speak about fear. We're talking about the same subject this month.
I will be at Unity Village because my friends have come for so, that will be next Sunday. And then I'll be back, though, and raring to go the Sunday after that on the 19th. And I'm going to finish this talk I started today about spiritual courage. And I want to talk about specifically, it's almost going to be like a workshop that day. We're going to talk about what would I do if I had no fear, by that title. So let's bless these children. Come on down. Come on, you quit being shy, girl. Hey, handsome. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hi, Angel. Hi, honey. Pretty girl. Okay. Oh. Wow. Don't we have to, Larry? God bless you, too. Grandchild. It's Larry's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Larry. Happy birthday. That's his grandchild.
And he's just a big child.
Yeah. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. We hold the Christ in you, empowering you to do great things. So it is.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.